me start with you. Will Senate Republicans accept a tax increase if you get serious entitlement reform and cuts?
Well, I think Senate Republicans and all Republicans want to see a 75-year solution to entitlements, and I think Republicans are joined in wanting to see tax reform. So to the extent that generates revenues and how that's scored, obviously that will be debated as we move ahead. But I think all of us understand the real issue driving the deficits that we have in our country are the entitlements, and that's what we want to see solved. We want to see these available for generations to come.
But just real quickly, you understand the price for entitlement reform in any deal would be a tax increase. Would you buy that? And what do you think are the prospects that there'll be a deal sometime before the summer?
Well, again, I think there, by the way, is a chance on a deal. I know the president is saying the right things, and we have an opportunity over the next 4 to 5 months. I think that, we'll know when the president is serious by virtue of a process that's set up where he is actually at the table, or whether he has a designee, and whether he begins to say publicly to the American people, to all Americans, that he understands that Americans are only paying 1/3 of the cost of Medicare, and that has to change for the program to be here down the road. But look, Chris, I think Republicans, if they saw true entitlement reform, would be glad to look at tax reform that generates additional revenues. And that doesn't mean increasing rates. That means closing loopholes. It also means arranging our tax system so that we have economic growth. And I think we've been saying that from day one.
Well, Senator Durbin, I heard some give there from Senator Corker. Let me ask you, are Senate Democrats willing to make serious cuts, reforms to entitlements if you get added tax revenue? And what do you think are the prospects for a grand bargain?
Well, Chris, let me tell you, I think Bob just gave an honest and constructive answer. It really, what he articulated is what we did in the Bowles and Simpson Commission and what we've done ever since. We said, let's put everything on the table. And I want to thank Bob for saying that. We've got to, of course, pass this budget resolution in the Senate. Patty Murray's done an extraordinarily good job. And then we're going to move to the next stage, and that is the grand bargain stage. That's what the president is trying to set up. Both sides sitting down on a bipartisan basis, not eliminating Medicare, as I'm afraid the Paul Ryan budget would do, but making sure that it's going to survive for generations to come, putting revenues on the table that are fair and won't penalize the working people across America, and making sure it's a balanced approach. I think what Bob Corker just said from his side is a basic set of principles that both parties can rally around.
And